Cleveland and at home against Minnesota. Definitely come out and check out your Bucs. I think they're going to have a good season this year. Here we go, 2-minute drill. This is your favorite part of football, isn't it, Coach?
I do love it.
Nussmeier drops back and looking for
Walker is having a field day. What a spin move. You know, you see the back offset your way. You know you're going to get chipped. So don't just run a speed rush. Why not spin? Watch this spin rush on the left side. I mean, that's a great job by Walker, recognizing the help was coming his way. He converted his rush. That's what Todd Bowles wanted to see.
And that's the type of moves that this kid has. He's got so many tools in his box that he just doesn't use enough. But it's good to see that they're showing up today. Again, now 2nd and 10. Quick motion, sets up this bunch formation at the top of the screen. Running back offset, and Nussmeier drops back, and oh!
I think it's picked off to Marion Williams off the ricochet. All turnovers are going to be challenged, but that's a great job by Tampa Bay in zone coverage.
Great defenses, coach. Play great zone coverage, and look at 2 defenders rallying. I don't know if he didn't get there in time, but he faked it pretty good. He's in the end. They're in the end zone celebrating like they got some takeoff. Y'all better get y'all butts back to the huddle. This ball's definitely.
You know what?
Definitely
I used to stand down there. You would intercept it. Derek would intercept it. You would say, I'd say, did you catch it?
It is an incomplete pass.
You always say, I caught it. I caught it. I wasted more challenges on you, Barber, than any other guy ever coached.
Oh, I took away my fair share for you, though, buddy. Javen Wright was the linebacker that made the initial hit that caused that potential interception by Williams. Down a distance brought to you by Advent Health, the exclusive hospital of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 3rd and 10. Advent Health is wrong on the screen, by the way, but don't pay attention. That's 3rd and 10. 3 receivers down to the bottom. Tight end flex, short flex to the top of your screen. Nussmeier has DeMarcado in the backfield. He played most of the game at running back. Quick drop. Again, good pressure by Tampa Bay defense. And nearly another sack. Kamara is having himself a game as well. He had the sack earlier, teamed with Anthony Nelson. Gets the Bucs off on 3rd down there.
That's a big play. Not going to show up on the stat sheet, but relentless pursuit by Kamara off that right side.
Yeah, he had to go through a tight end, then deal with the tackle. Still gets the quarterback on the ground. Great job. You can keep talking factor grades. I love factor type plays.
Yes.
Buckner on to kick a 58-yard field goal attempt. And you gotta be impressed with the Bucs defense when they've been down here in the red zone. He drills it. Nice little draw through the middle of the uprights. Bucs are going to be down. And this is going to be a pressure situation for Jake Browning and his Bucs offense, who have really shown not much today.
No doubt we'll get into that in a second, but let's see if we can get some field position to start this drive for Browning. Every little bit helps.
Sean Tucker, Cam Johnson, again back to receive deep. This kickoff, this one is into the end zone. I think he's going to put his knee down, bring the ball out to the 25-yard line.
But here comes Browning. The one thing I would have said to Jake on the sideline is get in a huddle and shake these guys up. Shake them up. Get in their grill a little bit. Tell them to block a little bit. Our help system, chip. Let's get some pass protection. Let's get a completion to start the drive. We got to have a positive play to start this drive. I mean, let's get into a no-huddle offense. Let's get in field position and see if we can put some points on the board.
35-yard line. Pardon my mistake there. Bucs 2-by-2. 2 receivers at the top. Tight formation. Sean Tucker is your back on this 2-minute situation. Bauer in motion, and then quick throw, and again. We talked about this earlier. You get that option to the flat. Quarterback uses that to draw a defender away, and he makes a nice connection to pick up a big yardage on 1st down.
Yeah, surprisingly, Tampa Bay is in the huddle. Minute 20 and counting. 3 timeouts, got a lot of time to use, but there's still some confusion with the clock rolling.
You talk about communication, getting that communication with the second, potentially backup quarterback is important as well. Sean Tucker moves over to the left. Browning another quick throw. He is hit right away. That ball is out. Beanbag down. And Sean Tucker thankfully back onto this football, or that was going to be a takeaway by this Chiefs defense. And this is the second time that Browning has just gotten rocked in a drop back. Blitzer 21, Jaden Hicks, who's had a great camp for the Kansas City Chiefs, comes in unscathed, and he put the running back in a tough choice. He's got to make a decision, right?
Well, when you bring four to a side, you got to ID it properly. That time the center and the back didn't see it, and they paid for it. But that's the same blitz the Jets got home last week against Tampa, and I'm sure Kevin Carberry, the offensive line coach, is going to be drawing that up at halftime.
Another stoppage of play here. Brad Allen, maybe a clock issue.
The ruling on the field of a fumble is under further review.
Whether it was an incomplete pass or a fumble, the Bucs did indeed recover it, but if it's an incomplete pass, it'll change the spot.
Yeah, I'm not happy if I'm Browning. I mean, he's taken some serious hits. Blindside hit in the first quarter. They don't pick. Well, the rule on the field was an incomplete pass. That's a fumble, if you ask me. That's an open hand. That's a fumble, unfortunately, for Tampa.
Very similar to the Tuck rule, John?
You would bring that up, man. Why don't you just kick me?
I've not yet begun to kick you yet. I got plenty of zingers that I can
Where's
throw
Chris
your way.
Myers? Does he get back at the second half or what? Is this great or what, being up here with you?
This is pretty fun, man.
You know, I do not like seeing blitzes unaccounted for.
Right.
You know, you have to get the center to recognize it, so he goes one way, and now the back goes the same way, and you can get four blockers to the four-man side.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. It's a fumble with recovery by Tampa Bay.
Conversely, I preferred the offense to miss. 28 career sacks proved that I liked it the other way.
Yes.
Oh, anyways, Browning, we have second now and 19. That was ruled a fumble, and they did uphold the decision of a fumble and recovery by Sean Tucker. I think it'll be interesting to see how this offense uses this tight end. He's going to block it and get out, and that's probably where Browning's going to try to find his football, or he's going to run. And timeout. Get the timeout, get back into a much more manageable 3rd and 10 situation here.
And I go back to Daniels. We're going to see Daniels in the second half. And I know it's the preseason game and you're playing with backup linemen, but Jalen Daniels might have made this a little bit more interesting than Browning here.
Yeah, yes, for sure. Really good job by Haggard there, the left guard, to open up that lane that then Jake Browning ran through. There's Jalen Daniels. He starred last week in the second half for the Bucs. Came out after Connor Bazelak, who I'm not sure if we'll see in this game tonight. He's a very efficient quarterback, but this guy is much more exciting. He is certainly, John, made this quarterback competition interesting. In fact, Todd Bowles told us if the snaps would have been even earlier, it may not be that much of a competition, but you still have to put it on film. That's what these preseason games are for. 2-by-2 formation. Browning is shotgun with Sean Tucker out to the left. A quick pass out to Bauer. Gonna be short. It's going to be 4th down. 4th and 5.
There's your tight end, Bauer Sharp. His first catch.
What do you really like about him?
I like Sharp. He played quarterback at Southeast Louisiana. I think he could be a Wildcat quarterback down the road here. But he led Oklahoma in pass receiving in 2024. He goes to LSU, catches 25 passes. He's 256 pounds. He can do a lot of different things. And he had 2 tackles on special teams last week against the Jets. But Cade Otton is the man here. He is the tight end. But who is the number 2 tight end that can come out and catch the pass?
Right. You got O'Keefe, who essentially is just a
fullback blocking type tight end. But we could use another tight end. You know, you see the Rams using 3 tight ends at a time. I know Zach Robinson would like to use 2 and 3 tight end sets. It's important that he emerges.
4th and 5. The Bucs are going to keep their offense on the field. Cam Johnson goes to the top of your screen. Hard to see And they're trying to draw him off. Trying to get the ball to Bauer Sharp there, but once that pocket broke down, Jake Browning doesn't quite have the athleticism to make something out of nothing there and find that first down. So the Chiefs will get the ball back with 3 seconds left. I'm sure they'll come Nina. But look, man-to-man defense on the back end. Somebody's got to win. Bauer Sharp is open for a half second. Chris Roland Wallace does a good job stepping in front.
And here comes Harrison Butker, who had a down year last year. But let me tell you, this guy, when I was coaching the Raiders, he's the first guy I never wanted to see when I went to Kansas City. This guy is an Iceman in big games. This one right here is going to be 69 yards. Give me a break.
Let's do it. All right. Bucs fans aren't hoping for this, but this would be cool to see. Buckner. Then snap hold, and he drilled it. He might have got this, I think. He absolutely got this. 69 yards. Cam Johnson, Sean Tucker again back to receive. A little fumble on the initial touch, but here's Sean Tucker out to the 32-yard line. There is 2 flags on the play. You kind of already know what that's going to be.
That won't help.
That will definitely not help field position. Bucs offense moving back inside the 20, probably a hold. And here is Jake Browning again. You already mentioned it, 6 for 8 in the first half. Clearly frustrating.
Number 82, the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's first down, Tampa Bay.
Taking numerous hits, hard ones. I mean, going to the ground with this type of velocity is not easy to get up from.
It's not. And look, when you're the head coach, you go down there, and that's when you have a few words with your offensive football team. Look, we've got to pass protect much better. But obviously, you come out, start the third quarter, a penalty on special teams backs us up, doesn't help. Let's see if we can get a completion here on first down, maybe a bootleg, get them a completion, get this offense in sync.
Getting a little more tenacity up front will definitely be something that Zach Robinson is looking for. Josh Williams is your back. Dot behind the quarterback under center, Jake Browning. 2 receivers at the top and checking into a play. Probably going to go run over to this side because of that receiver moving in, right? The tells before the snap lets you know that this ball is probably coming out to this left side here.
Well, that's what Browning gives you, a veteran quarterback. I always talk about RCE, recognize the defense, and then communicate at the line of scrimmage. And if we can do that, it can lead us to high levels of execution. That is Browning's game. He's a very heady quarterback. He knows this system, and now it's up to his guys around him to help him execute it.
Career 68.5% completion kind of belies the fact that he had a lot of losses in his career. He is very efficient as a quarterback. Good slip screen here to Bauer Sharp, the tight end we've been trying to focus. And this is what I love about him. Last week he caught a pass, 5 yards, turned his body straight up the field and ran through 4 or 5 defenders, got a first down. Same type of action here.
Yeah, he's done a great job picking up the offense. He can play multiple spots. Here he is going north and south, and you said it. Good leg drive. Good pad level, good finish. First down, Tampa Bay. I love it.
You're in this situation, Coach. What are you calling?
I'd like to see a bootleg, a play-action pass on first down.
Got 3 receivers, two receivers in the tight end to the top. Josh Williams again is your back.
There we go.
Half roll.
That's a good play.
Cameron Johnson, who has shown up in the return game and as a receiver here today with the big sliding catch and a nice completion by Jake Browning.
Good fake, eliminated the underneath coverage. The linebackers are fooled, and there's Johnson on a deep cross. Good job catching the ball away from his body and protecting a catch. Good work.
I know last year they wanted this kid to really turn into maybe a situational slot guy, a guy that can do a lot of things with the ball in his hands. He goes out and makes a big catch for his quarterback. Josh Williams again under the center. Another bootleg. Looking for Patterson.
I don't know if that ball was tipped or Patterson dropped it, but this is going to be a lot of the Buccaneer offense. First down, play action pass, and
give me a sense of what the quarterback's looking for there. 3 receivers out to his right, 1 to the flat, 1 crossing, 1 on a deep corner, if you will. What's his process?
Well, if you get out clean, you can take a look down the field. But if you have quick pressure, you got to throw it to one of those underneath guys. I'm not so sure that ball wasn't dropped.
The quick slant. Eric Rivers, we saw him last week against the New York Jets. Got a couple of catches there. really, really fast. 4.39 guy out of Georgia Tech.
Just a sharp slant route. Well thrown by Browning, setting up 3rd down and a long 5. Cam Johnson, 19, is checked back in the game. And Todd Bowles might be in 4-down territory here, Rondé.
Well, I don't know why he wouldn't be. His offense has been ineffective, if I can find a nice word to say. Got 2 receivers, bunch tight, top and bottom. Browning has plenty of time, great protection up front, nowhere to go with this football. And here's the difference, right? We talked about the escapability of a Jalen Daniels, who we might see coming up soon, and a Browning who has to take that sack and lose on and get this team to 4th down.
Well, I think you got to throw it away. He's got plenty of time to abort this play. Sometimes the best play you can make is throwing the ball away. But now we can't go 4 down, 4th down. We have been forced to punt the football. I don't like that by a veteran quarterback holding the ball on 3rd and 5.
Riley Dixon seems like for the 4th or 5th time today. Good kick inside the 10-yard line. Good coverage again. Got this returner completely bottled up. O'Keefe, first man down on the tackle, followed by Keontae Scott. Bucs defense coming out after the break. I do too. NC starts off the run, stuffed inside. Some new Buck players into the football game right now, including a guy who's getting a lot of talk this week, Jack Pyburn, who had 2 sacks in last week's game. Elijah Roberts, 95 there, had a sack and a tackle for loss in last week's game. He's a couple of players that when we talk about making the case to make this football team, this kid showed up last week.
2 sacks. He beat the backup tackle for the Jets, and now he's going up against Ethan Driscoll, who really struggled last week.
Quick throw out to the side. Oh, great break by Aiden Garnes, which brings us to a perfect time to talk about some Bucs players that are making a case. Number 1 on that list, obviously, Jalen Daniels. Josh Williams had the touchdown last week. Bauer Sharp, who we talked about. And then these guys, Jack Pyburn, Aiden. Bucs look like they're in single high defense. You know that Todd Bowles likes to jump out, and this is actually cover 4 now. And oh, another near interception, that time by Demarion Williams, who was inside playing that nickel position. One thing that Todd Bowles does is he cross-trains a lot of his players to play different positions. Not that much of a rush, but that was a tight window, and Williams nearly made a great play.
Todd Bowles showing pressure, bluffing it, and they retreat into zone coverage, and that's a really good play by Williams. He had 11 tackles last week. His name could have been on that list easily. He's playing himself into a roster spot.
And they definitely need some depth at corner, and him and Garnes are going to be that. Cam Johnson again returning the kick, and that one's going to bounce favorably for the Bucs. We'll be right back after this break.
Against Andy Reid. How's
Those
that?
are anti-Andy Reid moments. We get Jalen Daniels in the game. Up fake to Sean Tucker. And I think this game might take a little bit of a different tone with number 10 in the football game. Dean Patterson with a great catch on the sideline. Let's see if they're saying it's incomplete. Here's Andy Reid. 9-6 all-time record, 2-2 postseason with the Bucs here. This dude is a culture changer, and you have a lot of respect for this guy. 2003 to present, he's been the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. He's the bridge between 2 eras of football, really. Donovan McNabb, and now what he has in Patrick Mahomes. He is the quintessential offensive-minded head coach right now.
Yeah, I grew up in football with him back in Green Bay. Great coach, great communicator, tireless work ethic.
It is a catch. It's first down.
And Jalen Daniels comes into the game just as we had hoped. They move the pocket, running to his right. He throws a strike.
And they were originally going to challenge this, but upstairs viewed this, saw Patterson get that right foot down. Great catch. Patterson, of course, a local product out of in the Tampa Bay area, and he had a good preseason game last year. 6'2", 200-pound rookie out of Georgia Tech. Played with Eric Rivers, who we mentioned earlier, at Georgia Tech last year.
You got to walk the chalk. Get both feet in if you're a young wideout. Great work.
Sean Tucker off to the right of Jalen Daniels. You can just feel it, Coach, that this offense has already opened up. Here's the run, the design run to Jalen Daniels off to the right, 10 yards, first down, Tampa Bay.
Well, the play selection changes. I wish I knew these plays back when I coached Randall Cunningham, but you can run the zone read. They don't even block the end man on the line of scrimmage. They read them. And a nice job.
Yeah, he reads Ugba
by Daniels.
Yeah, reads Ugba there, number 50 off the line of scrimmage. And this, now that we're talking about what the identity of Zach Robinson offense could look like, this is more like it. Baker can run these type of plays. Of course, Jalen has shown that he can run these in the past 2 weeks. Under center now. Sean Tucker still the back. Tight formation. Look at this. Get it to him now. To the flat. Patterson again. Good tackle.
And you see the life on the Buccaneers sideline. Some guys come in the game, and it attracts everybody's attention. But a good job moving the pocket. He's out clean. Good throw in the flat. But good open field tackling by the Chiefs. This is where it gets tough, though, Rondé. Second down in the red zone. Windows get tighter. Let's see if Daniels can finish a drive and get Tampa Bay.
There we go.
Across pay dirt.
3 receivers and a tight end to the bottom. What are your favorite plays down here? Direct runs, set up a 3rd and short. Daniels checking into a more favorable play. Looks like it's the same call, though. He fumbles the ball, but makes up for it and gets something out of complete nothing on his own mistake.
Well, that's maddening. You have a young quarterback. He recognizes the overload. You see him go to his helmet. He alerts the Buccaneers into a new play. But you fumble the snap.
Right. It's going to be a wide zone run by Sean Tucker. But again, you can say that a boy. Can you say that a boy?
Yeah.
Like that. It sets up a 3rd and short here. And Zach Robinson will definitely not be going into deep into his playbook to call a play here. He really just wants to emphasize guys executing with tenacity and heart and see if he can get a first down here. Quick throw to the sideline to O'Keefe. Looks like he only gained maybe a yard.
Well, Tampa came out in a no-back set.
Giving him a first down, John.
Quick throw to Keefe in the flat. And they're giving him a first down. Favorable spot for Tampa Bay. But a nice 3rd down conversion by Daniels in this Tampa Bay offense.
Well, you can definitely feel the energy rise in terms of execution of everybody on offensive line. And of course, Todd Bowles did not mince words in the locker room. You know that he laid into his offense. Sean Tucker again into the backfield. Jalen Daniels under center. Inside zone, and that's on the offensive line. Just pushing their way for 2 or 3 yards to get down inside the 2-yard line.
Keep an eye on Daniels right here. He's getting late out of the huddle the last 2 times. He's listening to Zach Robinson right now.
What type of information other than the call would Zach be giving him right now?
Well, you give him the personnel. Hey, we're in 12 personnel. He'll give him the formation, perhaps the motion in the shift. He'll call the play with a possible audible or alert. But you can see Daniels breaking the huddle late inside of 12 seconds and a little confusion here for the Bucs.
And they are in 12 personnel, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, and a running back. And here's where you want to see number 10 out on the road.
That's a great throw.
To O'Keefe.
That's what you need. That's a great job. We needed some excitement, and Jalen Daniels gives it to us. They run a bootleg to his right. Really a well-covered play by the Chief defense, and he throws a bullet into a tight window, and there's your guy, Keefe, for the touchdown. But a great job.
O'Keefe is not known as a receiving tight end, but has to go down low, and wow, what a catch. Ball does not hit the ground. He traps it, though. Smith, for all the objections, is wrong, but that throw, no platform. Talk about a quarterback to throw the ball like that with no platform.
I mean, this guy at Kansas, he's one of the few guys in that conference to throw for over 9,000 yards and rush for 1,500. Very few guys have ever done it. That's the kind of dual threat quarterback we have here in Tampa. Great work by Jalen.
Ball next to me, and he's got some stuff for you, dude.
There we go.
Yeah.
Baker, what do you got, Chucky?
I'm a backup. I'm a backup broadcaster. That's it. I would love to hear your opinion, though, of Jalen Daniels, the backup quarterback. It is a big battle behind you. What's your take on what you saw from Daniels so far this preseason?
Yeah, I mean, I think he has all the ability in the world. And just for a young quarterback trying to figure out, especially in this system, it's a lot. It's verbiage, knowing all the motions, timing, and everything. So that'll be the biggest part for him. But as of right now, he's handling it great. So if he can continue that and keep making plays with his feet, extending it, just using his God-given ability, good things are going to happen. But I'm proud of him so far.
Incomplete pass on the bootleg. Vic, I got to ask you, for all the world in Tampa. How's it going? Has it been a distraction? The contract, I read about you daily. How are you handling this, and where do we sit?
No, it hadn't been a distraction. You know, I told everybody I addressed the team immediately, and just to clear the air on it to where it wouldn't be looming around everybody, and just apologize to the guys in case they had to answer any questions, but so also they wouldn't ask anybody. So for us to be able to move forward, it's all about us, how we're getting better, and how we're going to be ready for week 1.
I love that your focus is just on football, and yes, all that other stuff, Baker, trust me, will take care of itself. Nobody wants to see you not here in Tampa Bay. Give me a sense of what this offense is going to be like this year under Zach Robinson. Little bit the same, but also some new wrinkles.
Yeah, I just think it starts first and foremost with our guys up front. If those guys can stay healthy, top 3 unit in the league without a doubt in my mind. So if those guys can stay healthy, we're going to be able to run the ball really well, and they do every single scheme right. So, I mean, Buck, he's healthy, he's ready to roll. Kenneth Gainwell coming in and has been a great addition for us, and just all the skill guys that we have stepping up in a big way now that we lost Mike, and I'm excited about the young guys that we added in and just the new pieces. So
I got a question for you here, because I'm up here with you called him Chucky, so I'm going to call him Chucky. Our Super Bowl year, 2002, long-ass time ago now, he said he didn't run a shotgun snap in that season. What's your thoughts on under center, shotgun? You like them both equally? That one better?
You have to be able to get under center. I think just to be able to establish the run game, the play action, the screens that you're able to do from under center, keep the defense unbound.
Bake, you got to be excited. It sounds like Tristan Wirfs will be back soon. That would bring all 5 starters back. You haven't had that group together since 2024.
Yep.
How's that feel, having this group come back together as the season begins?
I'm just excited. All those guys are pretty pumped up to play with each other as well, just to be with their chemistry that they've built over the years, and then just they function well together. They communicate the right way, and they play for each other, and that's the most important thing. And they set the tone and the standard each and every day, and I'm excited about it, and I know they are as well.
All right, Fake, Emeka Egbuka, Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, Tez Johnson, Ted Hurst, no Mike Evans. How do you replace the legend?
Yeah, I mean, you can never replace the first ballot Hall of Famer. That's Mike. But I think Chris Godwin, in his own way, has stepped up tremendously leadership-wise. Just continued to help groom these younger guys and help them spread the knowledge that he has. Ted Hurst, obviously a bigger receiver, so hopefully he can continue to grow and help us out. I mean, you guys have seen flashes of it already, that just using his big body for contested catches, and so hoping that he comes into his own and he's able to help us out in the red zone, third downs, contested catches, and situations like that. But yeah, those other 3 guys that you mentioned, studs.
Bake, I got to tell you before we let you go, I was just in Norman, Oklahoma for 2 days with the Sooners. Do you know what that song sounds like, that Boomer Sooner?
I've never heard it before. You mind singing it for me?
I mean, that is a great program. Maybe just a quick summary of your journey, man, from Heisman Trophy winner, 9 different offensive coordinators. What is it about Baker Mayfield playing quarterback that you love?
I love this game. Doesn't matter who's coaching, doesn't matter who's out there. This is the game that I love. I'm living a dream, so I'm going to make it work no matter what.
I love it.
Good
Baker,
luck, man.
You're the best, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Go be bored on the sideline. We're going to be excited.
I got a ton of
there.
sunflower seeds to get through.
I love it. See you, buddy.
See you guys.
Pass interference on that last play. I think it was Roman Parodi on that deep pass from Nussmeier down the sideline. Puts the Chiefs down inside the 15-yard line. Quick drop back, sling it out to the tight end, and the Bucs defense comes up to make a tackle. We've been in this situation a couple times today, John, and defense has found a way to come out of this situation with only 3 points. This is a really good opportunity for Todd Bowles to teach these young guys about bend, don't break defense. Unfortunate pass interference call down the sideline. Now you got to come and defend.
No doubt. And you also have to tip your hat to Nussmeier at quarterback. He's made some really good plays in the pocket. He's made a couple audibles. And you're right, Tampa Bay's got to find a way to get off the field here.
Tight formation. Motion out, just set up the run, and good run. Stiff arms.
Gaines. That's a great finish by Gaines. Emmett Johnson's a big back, and he looks like he has daylight to score. But out of nowhere, there's your corner, Gaines, number 24. I mean, this is.
I would have told him to do is keep your head up, son.
Keep your head up.
Miss more tackles with your head down than not. I was a guy that loved to put my chest on people and just come up with a body part. He'll learn that. He's not big enough to make those type of tackles. Here we go inside the 3-yard line. This zoom motion. This is such a tough play to defend. And Cyrus Allen down to the inch line.
I thought he was in. Cyrus Allen, 5th-round pick out of Cincinnati. He's had a nice camp. His knee is down.
Just matter where that ball is spotted. The linesman had him just short. Sets up a second and goal, just inches away. Look at big number 92 Simmons in there.
K-Part number 90. Got to get their pads down.
Easy touchdown. Emmett Johnson again.
Also one back power play, and Tampa Bay is outflanked. And Kansas City answers the score with one of their own. And that's a big reason why Kansas City had 9 straight AFC Western championships. They really know how to play situational football. Credit to Andy Reid putting the drive together right after the Buccaneers.
Well, it had been just a field goal opportunity game for Kansas City. Nussmeier comes in, does a great job. Johnson, who's fighting for that backup role behind Kenneth Walker, comes in, 9 plays, 75-yard touchdown. Butker with the extra point attempt. It is, of course, good. And we'll be back. Bucks on offense, 5 of 8 from 50 yards. That's a complete contrast to the Bucks kicker, McLaughlin, who was almost automatic from 50 yards last year. This PAT is going to be 43 yards. The way he's kicked tonight, I'm going to say this one's going to be good. And I jinxed him.
Right off the right crossbar, and Harrison Butker missed some extra points last year. And that's what happens when you have a holding call on a PAT. But that ball
is really looking at Josh Williams as a returner. We talked about the running back competition. If he makes this team, this will probably be a role that he was nicely could occupy. Here's Green out to the 27-yard line. Tonight's drive of the game has brought Green in at the slot wide receiver, and then it's Sean Tucker's running back play action pass, and that's where the ball is going to try to go incomplete. The one thing I do notice about Jalen Daniels, and I don't know if I'm the right guy to criticize this, his footwork gets a little antsy at times. I don't know how you coach that out of a player, but the arm talent definitely shines in spite of it.
Well, it's going to take some time. That's the second time I've seen Daniels struggle with the center exchange when he's been under the center. Let's keep an eye on the battery there.
First incompletion of the day on that drive. He was 4 for 4 for 33 yards. Down and distance brought to you by Advent Health, the exclusive hospital of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jalen Daniels in the shotgun. Sean Tucker again off to the right, and here he goes. Creates a little bit of space, runs through traffic, and gets down to just short of first down yardage. There is a penalty on the play, and it looks to be against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Holding. Defense number 19. 5-yard penalty from the end of the play. Automatic. First down.
Maybe this is why he didn't have anywhere to go. Eric Rivers gets pulled completely to the ground. When we talk about Kansas City, Cameron Johnson. Oh, I'm sorry, Eric Rivers is a guy that really has been impressive, I think, in camp with his opportunities as a wide receiver. And here he is with the ball in the red. This is the type of role, John, that Tez Johnson has played last year and through camp, although he's been hurt for most of this preseason. A guy like Rivers is taking advantage of it.
Yeah, you got to make the defense defend every blade of grass. And these jet sweeps, they force the defense to cover the field laterally. Now I'd like to see a fake jet sweep, and I'd like to see Daniels throw it over their head. Second and short, great time to do it at midfield.
Eric Rivers, again, we mentioned teammates with Patterson last year at Georgia Tech, still in the game, top of your screen. Quick pass by Daniels out to Patterson. Makes 2 or 3 guys miss, and nice pickup down the field. The offense, we've said it over and over and over again. The urgency seems much more on point now that the second half, and Jalen Daniels in at quarterback. Great throw here to the flat, get it to his receiver.
Well, you see the quickness, Rondé. You've got to catch and release. Sometimes throw that ball with no laces. I believe quickness is a big part of quarterback play. You got to have arm quickness, body quickness, mental quickness. And I've seen all kinds of quickness from Jalen Daniels. Every time he's been in a game, the Buccaneers have moved the ball. This is 2 weeks in a row.
How about that? Falls down.
It's a great play because it's the only play. I know you don't like to hear that. It's coaching cliche, but center quarterback exchange has been an issue. That time there's a bad intersection in the backfield. He falls down, gets up, but he aborts the play, keeps us in 2nd down and 10.
The center, if you're wondering,
that's
Ben Scott, second-year player out of Nebraska. Dan Feeney has been the backup center for most of camp. He got some snaps in there as well. Ben Scott fighting for a roster position. Now you wonder sometimes, is it the center, is the quarterback? The answer, I think, John, is both. Probably both. Shotgun. Sean Tucker off to his right. Quick handoff inside zone. Here's Sean Tucker. This is why you love this guy. His explosion.
Yeah, man. I mean, the guy's not drafted. Jason Light does a great job. Last year in New Orleans, he's the player of the week. He goes out to Buffalo and shreds Buffalo. Every time you put the ball in 44's chest, something good happens.
Well, he wears 44 for a reason. All the great backs in Syracuse.
They sure 44. Did, man.
And he gets to adapt that here. Going to break into your third quarter. Bucks down 15-7. The third and fourth quarter. Bucks
there we go.
On the move. And
that's a great job by Daniels. 3rd and 1. You use a hard count. And Kansas City jumps off sides. Those are the little things you need to see from your young quarterback. Great work.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 50. 5-yard penalty.
That's why I don't like these clap and snap counts. Get underneath the center and use some voice inflection and get these guys to jump off sides. Boy, that will really upset Andy Reid in that situation in a 15-7 game.
Emmanuel Ogbah brought in this offseason. He's a 11-year vet. Andy Reid, I don't know how Kansas City's going to be. They got to get better on defense, that's for sure, over last year's team. Yes, they didn't have Patrick Mahomes, but they did not play well at all on that side of the ball. Jalen Daniels, empty backfield, wide open right in the middle. He's got to find that tight end. Just a little late on that delivery, trying to find Kenny Fletcher Jr., the free agent tight end from Rutgers.
You know, when you come out in a no-back set, defenses that are sophisticated are going to blitz that formation. That time, Steve Spagnuolo, they checked to an all-out blitz. Daniels is looking for his hot receiver, but when you play Steve Spagnuolo of the Chiefs, you better be ready for some blitz audibles, especially in a no-back set, because he knows you're short in protection.
Spag's been doing it a very long time, long time here with Andy Reid in Kansas City. And again, we keep talking about this. This defense is the epitome of turnover. At least 5 or 6 new players are going to be starting on defense. They don't know who their corners are going to be. They don't know who their starting safeties are going to be. And they got to get some production out of their defensive ends. Sean Tucker with the run right up the middle. Short game. Brings up 2nd down.
2nd down and long. And I want to see them move the pocket, continue to move the launching spot with Daniels. We know the offensive line has struggled in pass protection, but moving the pocket has helped them. This is 3rd and 8, so let's see if we can get some help on these pass rushers.
Yeah, let's take that back down in distance. Brought to you by Advent Health, the exclusive hospital of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is 3rd and 8, not 2nd and 8. Bucks come out. Again, Sean Tucker off to the right. Tight formation at the bottom, 2 wide receivers up top. Devin Cope, your tight end, is the top of your screen. And if there's one area where Jalen Daniels needs to improve it, I think it is that deep out-breaking route. He missed a couple of them last week. He misses another one there. Eric Rivers had a step on his defender.
Well, you said it. Timing has a lot to do with it. When you're under the center, then you're in the shotgun, your footwork changes. You're working with different receivers. Timing was a big issue there, but let's see if we can make this a 15-10 ball game.
Yeah, P.T. Potter in for the 46-yard field goal attempt. P.T. Potter, you're not going to know who he is, but Danny Smith had him in in Pittsburgh as well as a tryout guy in camp. Up there, out there.
Well, the Clemson Tigers know who he is. That's the leading kicker. Let's go. Let's go, Bucks. Fourth quarter.
Emmett Johnson on the return here. Bucks special teams unit has been very good today. Again, tackle inside the 30-yard line. Denny Smith is going to be much more satisfied with his coverage units here. Caden Fordham, second on the team today in tackles on defense, gets that stop on special teams.
Looks like we got a new quarterback, Rondé.
Chris Alodekin played how many games? A couple of games last year, right? 3 games for Kansas City last year. He's 63%. He had a touchdown. Very athletic guy. He is certainly under competition. They bring Justin Fields in and Nussmeier in at the position. So here are his opportunities to impress Andy Reid.
You know, after being in the AFC West for a few seasons, Kansas City is welcoming back the man. I think Pat Mahomes is ahead of schedule. I believe he's going to be ready for the opener. I know he hasn't played in the preseason, but he's here tonight. He's on the sidelines. And that is great news because Kansas City's a lot like everybody else without Pat Mahomes, Rondé.
Could not agree more. Alodekin from Tampa, by the way, Sickles High School. There's Pat Mahomes off his ACL injury from a year ago. Oh, great defensive stop there.
It's a nice finish by Melifonwu, veteran safety man who we talked about. Signed not long ago. Look at number 35 at the bottom of the screen. He does a nice job. He sees the ball released. He tracks Rashad Smith and brings him to the ground. That's great effort by Melifonwu. As you said earlier, who's the third safety here in Tampa? I believe this man is in the mix.
John Bullock also in on the tackle, special teams guy from a year ago, Nebraska, college free agent 2025. 3rd and 6 for Kansas City. Alodekin also played 3 seasons at University of South Florida. Go Bulls. Oh,
there we go.
Tips, overthrows. Perotti with the fortuitous bounce. Bucks get another takeaway on the preseason. They had 2 last week at the Jets. They have their first of the night here against Kansas City. And you hate it for the quarterback because that ball was placed perfectly to the tight end on the inside. He just dropped it. And Johnny on the spot. I'll say this again. My 10 interception year, I had like 4 attempts, buddy.
Hey, that's a great job finishing the play by Perotti. But Todd Bowles had been bluffing that blitz from the inside all night. That time he brought both inside linebackers, dropped both defensive ends, and it paid off.
So Daniels back onto the field. Again, Sean Tucker is your running back. See if Zach Robinson opens up his offense here a little bit. Finds another slip screen. You've seen this play a number of times, and Patterson has been the recipient of on a bunch of them. And he picks up about 5 yards.
And Steve Spagnuolo came with the all-out gas again. He brought everybody. Daniels read it through the hot receiver, and it's a good job.
Funny talking to Todd Bowles the other day. He talked about all these zero blitzes. Look at all these Kansas City Chiefs pulling towards the line of scrimmage, and really good job by Jalen Daniels then, right, coach, to understand that his hot is right now and gets it out of his hands.
Here they are in an empty set. You better anticipate pressure again. They blitzed this formation the last time. Looks like they're bailing this time.
Can't keep bringing it, can you? 3 wide receivers to the bottom. Jalen Daniels, plenty of time, just decides to go to the one-on-one matchup on the outside to Sean Tucker, the running back. A little overshot on that throw. Patterson, 5 receptions, 56 yards. He's been the guy. Here's the ISO. Jalen Daniels, look, he's looking for something quick inside. Garrett Green is not open. Just take the one-on-one matchup, right, Coach?
Well, usually you don't throw that to a running back. Well, you know, you'd like to see Ted Hurst or Keyshawn Johnson or somebody. That's where Mike Evans used to be.
In today's world, running backs are supposed to be. Roger Craig just got into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Congratulations. The ultimate. Been that way for years, and it's
3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, 3 wide receivers to the bottom, wide open. Here, Green with the first down catch, and really nice job hanging in that pocket. Young quarterbacks get anxious sometimes when it's not there originally, and he just waits for Garrett Green to come wide open.
He did a nice job, as you said, being poised in the pocket. Good job by Green, setting down against the zone coverage, and I give Daniels credit. He's won in the pocket. He's won outside the pocket. He's also run the ball himself.
You have a flag.
Defense number 53. The penalties decline. The result of the play
Contact will
is a
decline
first
that.
down.
Zach Robinson has really changed his play selection. You can sense it. You can feel it up here since Daniels entered the game.
Do you think that is because they want to see more out of Daniels, or is it just because Daniels offers you more?
I think he runs 4.6. I just can't believe after seeing this young man for 2 weeks that he wasn't even drafted. I mean, this is a very productive player. 4-time captain. He's the only guy I know of that's a 4-time captain in college football. Took Kansas to back-to-back bowl games, ton of production. He had some turnovers his last couple years, had some injuries early in his career, but he's putting it all together in this preseason. He has a chance to give the Bucs the lead here.
Well, in 2020, he was a starter at 17 years old. Talk about being a four-year captain. There's a reason why. Maturity beyond his years, I think, is what the Bucs see for sure. Sean Tucker, the solo back. Wide zone run, great blocking up front, down to the 3-yard line. Sean Tucker in this game late, and you got to wonder why, right? We know that he's the established third running back for the past couple of years. We saw Josh Williams earlier get the reps with the second team. Now Sean Tucker's still in the game, trying to prove that job can still be his.
Well, Williams finished the game last week. Tucker looks like he'll finish the game this week, and we said it, Rondé. It's a real battle for that third halfback position. Can Tampa Bay keep all 4 of them? That'll be interesting. That's up to Jason Light.
And that comes down to special teams and whatnot, other value. Short motion, bootleg, wide open back of the end zone. He just doesn't see him. Jalen Daniels doing what Jalen Daniels does best. Wow. It nearly gets to the goal line. Holy cow.
I tell you, I get nervous sometimes. This young man's ball security at times is crazy. They're going to jump the ball here. On 3rd and goal.
Right to the line of scrimmage last week. Got in the same situation. Jalen Daniels snuck for a touchdown. Not doing it. Handing that ball off to Sean Tucker. Touchdown.
Great job by Tampa Bay. Switching up the tempo. Jumping in a no huddle on the goal line. And they fooled Kansas City. And
yes, we have some short, shifty guys. But this dude can hit a goalpost from 80 yards out on any run. And he has a nice touchdown run there. Todd Bowles, in fact, is going for 2. To make this try to make this a 3-point game.
Well, they're in a spread formation, and they do look like they have some single coverage on the outside.
Good set. Nothing there. Nowhere to go with the ball. Sack. Ethan Hurkett on Jalen Daniels. But all in all, the Bucs have another nice touchdown drive.
Daniels is a big reason for that.
P.T. Potter with the kickoff. Emmett Johnson again with the return, and another nice special teams play. It's kind of weird for me, and we've had discussions about this new kickoff rule, John, but like a good special teams play is tackle at the 30.
Yeah.
Like, the difference is so significant. It's just pretty crazy. There's Sean Tucker running down on kickoff right after he scores a touchdown. And again, we talk about that third running back spot. The man has to be able to play all teams, or he won't be on this team.
And I think he got the message. I believe Danny Smith and Todd Bowles let Tucker know we need to see something on special teams.
Rashard Smith.
Look out, this guy can run.
Yes, he can.
Smith, he's got a lot of experience in this Chief offense. Did some good things as a rookie. That time a little toss crack, and you felt the acceleration.
Yep, 7th-round pick out of SMU a year ago. It's not big, 5'10", 197 yards, or 197 pounds, but he has that explosive ability that Kansas City needs out of this offense. Aludican again under center. 2 receivers to the bottom. Rashard Smith again is your running back. Again, hands off. Great penetration, initial penetration by Kamara.
Kamara's had a big night.
He has. He just keeps showing up. You know, again, very deep linebacking room. They run that 3-4 defense. They have 3 interior linemen, and if you know the Bucs, it's Vita Vea, it's Kalijah Cansey, it's Ashawn Robinson, and then you have those 2 edge guys. That edge room is the one we keep talking about. Kamara is part of that and is showing himself very nicely tonight here in Tampa. 2nd down and 8. Smith again is your back. Luda can find the one-on-one matchup up top against Parodi. Jason Brownlee, reception.
It's a tough route to stop. You played corner. You try to stay on top. You think the guy's running deep. They throw their shoulders down. First and turn at about 8 yards.
Right.
I thought that was a little push off personally.
I think
if I was coaching, they would have called that against me. But
I know that the NFL is trying to emphasize those offensive pushes. They obviously are taking the night off on that. 3rd and 4 for Kansas City. 3 receivers down near bottom. Short tight end at the top. Great rush. There's got to be a hold there on the edge. Luda trying to find. Oh, look at that improvised play. Just throwing a layup to Brownlee. An alley-oop to Brownlee to pick up that first down. But I believe Kansas City got away with a hold on the edge there.
There's no question that's holding.
Jack Pyburn, who had a great game last week in New York.
Ethan Driscoll, left tackle. I mean, if that's not holding, I don't know what is. But this is a little vintage Pat Mahomes right here.
Do you think they practiced that? There's Pat. Pat only missed 8 games last year. Pat Mahomes did. Got hurt in week 15 last year. Missed those games at the end of the season. But they weren't a very good football team to begin with. They were struggling on offense. They could not stop anybody on defense. But apparently he's back for the season. Been practicing, been cleared for this Kansas City Chiefs. He's got to get down early.
You know, the one thing that's missing from Kansas City is the big plays, Rondé. You know, they have not had a 1,000-yard rusher since Kareem Hunt in his rookie season. Now, Kenneth Walker perhaps will address that. They haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver since Tyreek Hill left town. Right. And you see Rashee Rice down there, number 4, who's had some off-the-field issues. But they got to get some more explosiveness back in this offense, I think, to regain their status in the AFC.
Yeah, Rashee Rice, 5 touchdowns. He's only played in 8 games last year with his injury. Travis Shaw is the injured Buccaneer on this play. And we're going to go to break, and we'll be right back in just a second. Yes, good young coach. Here's the injury. Rashard Smith with the run. Here's the injury to Travis Shaw, and he's coming in late to this tackle, and I see he gets friendly fire from John Bullock. As a note as well, Chris Oludekun went into the tent after this play, and Garrett Nussmeier is your quarterback now for the Kansas City Chiefs.
And it is 3rd and very short. And these are the kind of situations Andy Reid will run a bootleg.
Right, knows he's got another play. He runs the inside trap, and it's going to be enough for the first down.
Going back to number 90, DeMonte Capehart. He's out there.
Capehart's out there. Jones is out there. Both enormous. I mean, Jones, we talk about Capehart, how big he is. Look how big 93 is.
Big guys. Jones is big. Capehart is big. But in this situation last week, Todd Bowles brought the house. You were there, Rondé. I think Coach Bowles might get involved and bring some heat because this 4-man rush hasn't got there.
Not since the big boys have come out of the game. Another run, Rashard Smith, and good defense there. Speaking of returning players, how about Travis Kelce? Comes back for his, God, what year is this for Travis? 14th year. He's played 13 years in the NFL, all here with Kansas City. Got married in the offseason. I did not.
Plays, option routes. I always thought he was double jointed. He can change directions at top speed. Great competitor, and he's been durable. He's a stud.
He is a stud. He's a future Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Smith again with the carry, off tackle. Here we go, Bucks. Definite holding penalty there. And that's the hard thing for young offensive linemen when you get stretch runs. If that ball's not hitting immediately, they want to just grab. And that's exactly what happened there. 72.
Holding, offense number 12, 10-yard penalty.
That's Wiley, backup tight end, who has really struggled to make his presence.
Ludekin back into, I mentioned he went to Syphilis. He also went to Alonzo High School in Tampa. Smith again the running back. Short motion, full motion. Ball's going right to.
Bang, bang play. Parody again.
Jacob DeJesus. bang, bang play. Roman Parodi, who had the interception earlier with a quick tackle.
I think you got a blitz here, Rondé. It's 3rd and long. Try to knock Harrison Butker out of field goal range.
What is that?
I don't know what it is, but he's going to make it from here.
Field goal range is like in the 50 for that guy.
Yeah, typically, this is Todd Bowles' zone to go after the quarterback, but it doesn't look like it's happening tonight. 5
defensive backs on the field for Tampa Bay versus 11 personnel, 1 tight end, wide open in the middle of the field. He's running a screen. Look at big number 90 trying to come in. Ball's out. Oh, John Bullock tried to get on last second, flipped it to Pat Mahomes. Looking at the antics over on the sideline. Screens are the hardest place for defensive players to make. Defensive linemen have to track back. Look at number 90, Capehart, get to this football, and it's John Bullock who comes out of nowhere and almost gets the fumble. And Butker again with the field goal attempt. 43, he's made from 45, 58, and 69. He also had the missed extra point.
How about that?
He missed another one.
That's great defense by Tampa Bay. The 16-15 game. Finish it.
This week, the Rondé Barber Show, shameless plug. And I asked you a question, or we had a game set up, and we asked you the question, do preseason wins matter?
Yeah.
Do they matter?
I said they really didn't, but now that you're here, hell yeah, they win. We want this game, man. You're darn right they matter. They're great for the locker room, for the morale of the team, but you got to keep things in perspective, Rondé. None of the starters, none of the backups are even playing right now. This is about survival for a lot of these players. These guys are playing for their NFL livelihood, and you know how that is, man. There's a lot of pressure on these guys, but you got to really admire the way Tampa Bay's offense and defense has finished this game here at Raymond James.
Well, I think we're going to talk about this game afterwards and really highlight some of the defensive plays that were made, and also the energy that came to this game and the heart that's being shown by this young quarterback, Jalen Daniels, under center now. Pinu again in the backfield. Just came into camp a couple of weeks ago, or actually a couple of days ago, Pinu. Don't know much about him, but he is in a crowded running back room. And here we go, John, and you're
I love these Nebraska Cornhuskers. Letovsky, 61. Ben Scott, 66. Hutmaker, number 64. 3 of them, all from Nebraska.
Why do you think that
Sounds like a law firm, man.
Why do you think that is?
Jason Light. I mean, the guy knows talent. But you get 3 Cornhuskers from center to right guard and left guard. Bullock's a walk-on who has an impact at Nebraska. Obviously, Jason Light went to Lincoln, saw a few things that he likes. But I think it's really cool seeing these 3 young Cornhuskers out there finishing with Tampa Bay here in the 4th quarter.
Jason Light enters his 13th season, as Tampa's GM. 5th longest tenured general manager in football right now. It seems crazy that it's gone that long.
Big 3rd down, cross dog blitz. That's a great throw by Daniels.
And almost a great catch. There is a flag on the field. I thought it was a mouthpiece. That is a flag on the field, and it is going to be pass interference on Kansas City. But talk about this throw, Coach.
Well, here comes the blitz. Spagnuolo at crunch time brings both inside linebackers. Good pickup by Tampa Bay, and Daniels stands right in there like a veteran and throws that slant 1 foot at that kid.
You know what I love about that play right there, especially the visual we just had. He's not tall.
No.
To find that window, like Drew Brees used to always find that window when you're not over 6 feet tall, is very impressive. No, he's a strong arm kid, but to find that angle, great job by Jalen Daniels. Pino again, the back under center. You're trying to close out the game here, John. You're in 4-minute mode. What plays are you calling?
Well, here's a duo. It's going to bounce to the outside. That's well blocked. But you tell your guys in the huddle, hey, no penalties. Stay in bounds. Protect the ball. These are the situations I'm sure that Zach Robinson has covered with his offense extensively. And it'd be interesting to see if Daniels can run this clock out and find a way to win another football game.
He did it last week against the New York Jets. The Kansas City Chiefs just took their last timeout. So we know that scenario works in favor of the Bucs. All they need is a first down. This game is essentially over, and it will be a win. You play to win the game, John.
Yeah, you do. You know what? We see Todd Bowles down there, Rondé. What a meeting we had with him on Thursday.
Yeah, we tried to get out of it early.
All the great things he's done as a defensive coach, I think his finest hour was against these Chiefs in Super Bowl 55. They held this outfit to 9 points. And how about talking to him about the game plan?
Yeah, we tried to get out of that meeting quick. He said, you guys stay right here. I'm going to go talk to my team, and I'll be right back. Pinu again, right up the middle, duo inside. And you say duo. Duo is everybody's double teaming it on the front of the offensive line. You're just trying to push for yardage, right? It's nothing special. Maybe sometimes you crease them and hit a home run. But trying to finish out games. I think playing situational football is so important in the preseason, and we get a chance to see it right here with the young quarterback.
Well,
Third and 3.
What do you call, Rondé? 3rd and 3. I know Kansas City is going to load the box. Watch these white jerseys crowd the line of scrimmage. They're going to blitz. Let's see what Zach Robinson has in store.
Put him in gun. Pinu off to his left. I think you let your quarterback try to make a play here, because he can make people miss, get in the open field, create some time, space, and find a wide open receiver. Cam Johnson, who's had himself a heck of a day. He's not played hardly at all during the preseason training camp, but then comes into his first home preseason game and comes up with a huge catch to take us to the 2-minute
run out the clock. And he's helped Tampa Bay erase a deficit 2 weeks in a row, win 2 games.
Right. They were showing absolutely nothing on offense. And a lot of that has to do with the guys who were in the game. We knew Baker Mayfield was starting this game. They were going to hand the ball off 4 or 5 times, maybe throw a couple of screens, which they did because of the protection issues. Zach Robinson then puts in his backups, and Jalen comes in the second half, and all of a sudden the lights come on. We're actually having fun up here now.
Yeah, we are. And they are going to run out the clock, win this football game. Obviously, Andy Reid is not going to use his timeouts, but I just think it's a good gut check, good win for Tampa Bay, good learning opportunity for the entire football team. Defensively, you got to admit, our Buccaneers came out humming tonight. David Walker looked great. And Jason Light, Todd Bowles, they've got some tough calls to make. And next week in Jacksonville might be the deciding call.
And they practice 2 days with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we'll do the preseason game, of course, with Chris Myers next week. But we might not see some of the decisions that are going to be made, because they might be made during the week. But David Walker, we can highlight this kid all we want, because he did not have the game he wanted last week with the New York Jets after being out for the year with that ACL. But tonight, the guy showed, and so too did Jalen Daniels.
Well, I made it through the game with you. It's been a pleasure, Captain. I love you. That was a lot of fun.
I don't know if I knew what I was doing or what I was getting myself into, but I knew if I had you, we would find a way, man. So this was awesome. This was fun to do, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks to all the Buccaneer fans for putting up with us.
Right. Yes, thank you, Brian Ford. Thanks to the Glazers, Mark Demopoulos at WFLA, who let this thing go. This has been one heck of a ride for John Gruden and myself. Again, I've been doing this for 14 years. This is the most unique broadcast I've ever been a part of. I can't thank you enough, Coach.
Thank you, brother.